Eye on Sun Valley, daily local news from beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho.
Good morning, Eye on Sun Valley. This is Marie Gallo and welcome to Marie's Kitchen. So today we are gonna cook a dish mainly with potatoes, actually just with potatoes and cream. So we are gonna cook what we call in France gratin dauphinois, and here in the US we call that scalloped potatoes. As you know, I'm from Belgium, and Belgium is just like here in Idaho, a potato country, I would say, not only for the fries, but everything else who goes with it. There is not one meal in Belgium without potatoes. And I have to say, I'm addicted to potatoes. So this one is a great recipe with the holidays coming and Thanksgiving and the cold. You know, winter is coming in Sun Valley, Idaho. That will be great to cook the potatoes, the scalloped potatoes. Anyway, what we're gonna need today, it's a very easy recipe to make. Anybody can make this recipe. So I have right here 3 beautiful Idaho potato. This is so funny. I went to get them yesterday, and that is really funny. So I asked the guy at the vegetable area, I say, "Are those from Idaho?" And he laughed and he looked at me like, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "Okay." So I went to get those russet potato. What am I looking in a potato? It seems, I mean, basic, but you want a good, I used a russet potato for this recipe, but you use firm. Remember the 2 cooking show we had previously? I always like fresh ingredient and firm. And this is what I'm looking for. A nice, firm Idaho potato. So I'm gonna use a mandolin. You can use only a knife if you are afraid of this little gadget because it's scary. I had an incident about 4 years ago. I can tell you, you have to be very careful. This mandolin is really, really, really sharp. So we are gonna slice the potato. I think I have this one on 1/316 in the yellow area. So what I do, I cut the end of the potato. So I have a very flat, so I do that. And as you know, I have my chef knife and my little knife that I love to cook with. So, and I have a very flat, I'm going to show you, a very flat, that's going to be easier to use on the mandolin. And there we go. I have this little protection, so I start without this protection, and we are going to start sliding the potatoes. So please be careful if you use the mandolin because it's really, really, really sharp. So at one point, I am going to use my little gizmo here. There it is, coming up. So, and now I'm not afraid, you know, I'm just going because my fingers are really well protected. So if this one doesn't cut, it's fine. I have enough potatoes. So I'm going to put those on the side, and I'm going to do the same with those 2 potatoes. In the meantime, what we are going to do is in a pan, I put 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. You don't have to use 2 cups of a heavy whipping cream if you don't want to. If you think, it's a little bit too rich for me or my family, you can use 1 cup of 2% milk and 1 cup of heavy cream. That will do it as well. So what I'm going to do, and this is my way to make the gratin dauphinois, the scalloped potatoes, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 1 teaspoon of salt and pepper, and the pepper is already here in my salt. I have 1 clove of garlic. And this is garlic from my garden. Yay, I like when I use stuff from my garden. And I'm going to do, and you don't have to do 1/4 spoon of nutmeg. You need nutmeg in this recipe. You cannot go without nutmeg. Now, if you don't like nutmeg, just put 1/2 teaspoon. That will be fine. I love nutmeg, so I'm going to put 1/4 spoon. And I like to crack a little bit of black pepper. Just, you know, 1. And we are going to boil this. So you put on high. Keep an eye, because as soon as it boils, it can overflow. There you go. See, it's starting to boil, or I mean to heat up. So I'm on high. I'm medium high, and I'm gonna stir everything. And this is the only thing you have to do for the scalloped potato. You boil your cream. I put all the ingredient on it, and then we are gonna use it to cover the sliced potatoes. So you're taking your Pyrex and you're gonna spread your butter, not much, just enough to have it all around. And what I do also, I peeled garlic cloves. This is garlic from my garden, and you just do the same thing with the garlic. Just to have the taste of the garlic in your Pyrex. Remember, we do have garlic in the cream sauce. That's all it is to it. So what I'm going to start to do, well, I need to scoop. I am going to pour a little bit, not much, but a little bit of my cream. Okay, so we scoop a little bit of cream with the mix in the Pyrex. So now we are gonna just put the slice of potatoes and create a first layer of potatoes. Okay, easy enough. Now, if you want to put the potato in a different shape, different ways, please be my guest, because the result's gonna be the same. The secret in the scalloped potatoes, it's your cream and your mix. And you can touch and pull down. So this is my first layer. So I have a full layer of potatoes, and we are going to put another layer of cream with the mixture. There it goes. And then, and don't worry, you know, I cut my potato a little bit earlier. They start the oxidation, nothing, it won't change the quality of your potatoes, so don't worry about it. Cover that area, and voila. So on top, 1 more layer, and it seems like a lot of cream, but I do a little bit of cream at a time. It's not, and remember, try to stir, because all the mixed we have, like the pepper, the garlic, the nutmeg. I was starting to speak French, noix de muscade for nutmeg, but it's right there. So you really want to have the whole mixture on your dish. This is the scallop. This is it. And then you're gonna be 45 minutes to an hour, it depends, in the oven, preheat, 400 degrees. And then I did cook 1 this morning, so I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look when you take it out from the oven. Okay, now I had my scallop for 45 minutes in the oven. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take it out. Protect your hands. Don't forget that. And take it out. Yum. This should look kind of brownish color and ready to serve. Moment of truth. I am going to have a taste of this. So in this one, I made it for, because this one I cooked earlier to make sure that you don't have to wait for 45 minutes. So this one is for 3 people to 4, because, you know, it's rich. as you know, we use cream, and you plate it. I'm not going to take too much because it's really rich. And I'm going to taste it. Gosh, I love potatoes. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I always say the same thing, but it is so good. One thing that I forgot to mention earlier, the reason, you know, when I was sliding the potatoes on the mandolin, you don't wash the potatoes when you slice them. You wash them when you peeled, of course, but when you slice them, you keep them like that. You don't do anything. You just take the slice and you put in your plate because the starch will do the creamy mixed when you cook it. So this is your scalloped potatoes ready to be served. You can use it for Thanksgiving, Christmas. It goes very well with all kind of meat, fish as well. One of my favorite, one of a classic in France. And I will say see you next time on Eye on Sun Valley. In the meantime, enjoy your cooking and see you later. Au revoir.
Better food, better price, better service. Atkinson's Market, supporting local farmers since 1956.
Audio Innovations is an innovative audio-visual company that designs, integrates, and simplifies a truly custom system to keep you comfortable, entertained, and secure in your own home. Audio Innovations TJ's Electric offers a variety of services, from phone systems to lighting control systems, HVAC systems, home theater, electrical, audio, and video, drapery systems, and more. Audio Innovations, 91 East Croy Street, Alturas Plaza, in Haley.
Are you tired of being tired? Wouldn't you like to have more energy and not be so run down? Hi, I'm Dr. John Calvert with Sun Valley Smile Designs and Dental Sleep Health. That's right, a dentist who treats sleep breathing disorders and sleep apnea. You may be one of the millions of people that suffer from sleep apnea, depriving you of the quality of sleep that you need. You may not be aware of the serious physical problems with untreated sleep apnea. High blood pressure, diabetes, and stroke are just a few. For those of you that have sleep apnea but are just not able to tolerate your CPAP unit, there is help right here in Ketchum. I have over 17 years of advanced training in sleep health, and I can treat your sleep apnea, including annoying snoring, from beginning diagnosis all the way through treatment. No need to travel hours away for overnight sleep studies. I'll provide you with a complimentary, complete computer airway evaluation and consultation. Give my office a call and I can help you feel more rested and have more energy. Sleep well, live well. Come see us at Sun Valley Smile Designs and Sun Valley Sleep Health.
High school football is more than just the varsity playing on Friday. How about a little Thursday night lights action? I'm Michael David with Eye on Sun Valley Sports. Coming to you from Phil Homer Field, where tonight the Wood River High School Frost football team, consisting of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, take on Canyon Ridge in their final game of the season. These young men have won 5 of their last 6 contests, and they look to finish on a high note. So stick around after these messages. We'll have highlights and post-game interviews with the players.
Are you like me and can't stand paying your insurance bill? Just when you pay all your bills for the month, then along comes that dreaded insurance bill, putting the hurt on your checking account. Hello, I'm Mark Balkos, president of Wood River Insurance. That's why Wood River Insurance is an independent insurance agency. This means we have a multiple of insurance companies we offer to our clients. This allows us to hold the insurance companies accountable for coverage, service, and most important of all, pricing. When I started in this business 33 years ago, I only represented one company to my customers. And after a while, I felt as though my hands were tied when trying to be as competitive as I could. As an independent insurance agency, we represent you to the insurance company, not the insurance company to you. This allows Wood River Insurance to be as competitive as possible. So call us today at 208-788-1100 and let Wood River Insurance represent you.
I remember going to the doctor when I was a kid. He knew me, I knew him. It was really simple. And then medicine changed with more expensive labs, medications, bigger clinics, and not enough time to explain it all.
Direct primary care came along, outside the insurance system and affordable. I'm Dr. Tom Archie. At InterHealth MD, we spend the time we need building collaborative relationships. We bypass the insurance, lab, and pharmaceutical industries and pass on the savings to our patients. At our office, common labs can cost $5 to $10, and in our pharmacy, generic prescriptions often cost less than $5. Our family practice treats fractures, lacerations, and sports injuries, teaches prevention, and coordinates acute and chronic care. We don't accept insurance. Our patients pay a monthly fee that is less than a cable bill. With acupuncture, herbs, class 4 cold laser, and a holistic, functional medicine approach, InterHealth MD is family medicine like it used to be. Affordable, personal, and looking to the future.
We're down on the field here at Phil Homer Field, where we just watched the Wolverines defeat Canyon Ridge in exciting fashion, 24-20, scoring with under a minute left in the game for the victory. I'm joined by Coach Juan Martinez, TJ McLean, and Sawyer Graft. All right, Coach, what do you have to say about these young men?
You know what? After the first 2 weeks, we were down 0-2. We came back. We're 6-1 in our last 7. Couldn't be more proud of the group and their perseverance. You know, we really came together as a staff and came together as a team. And you know, 6-1 is a hell of a way to end the season, man. And to get it there in the last second was unbelievable. Yeah,
that's great. TJ, what were you thinking out there? What was the key to the victory tonight?
Well, you know, everything's about the team. You know, you can't get anywhere without your whole team. The line, it starts by the center. The whole line leads the front, and then, you know, all the skills positions play the game. You know, that's all you can ask. You know, that's all you can ask from a team.
That's fantastic. So Sawyer, you're there. You're behind the center. You're coming down. You're down. Under a minute left. What's your thought process there?
I was like, screw it. I'd already made so many mistakes. Nothing left to do but score.
But now, Coach, that's the way you guys drew that one up there to get. You knew that Hernandez could beat that man and get into the end zone.
You know, Hernandez has been a playmaker for us all year long. He's had a couple of really big games, multiple touchdown games. We knew if we could get him the ball in space, one-on-one, that he would take care of business, and that's exactly what he did. He broke him down, broke his ankles, and got his way into the end zone, man.
What do you think, TJ, about, like, you were up most of the game and then to fall behind like that? And what did you guys do to dig down and pull it out?
Well, it definitely hurt, but you know what? All you got to do is, you know, as long as you can keep the morale high, you know, it doesn't matter if you're down by, you know, 100 points. As long as you're keeping the morale high by the boys and you can get a couple scores, you know, that's all you can ask for when, you know, you're down by. Even, you know, it doesn't matter about how much you're down by as long as you're, you know, keeping the team high.
Yeah. So, Sawyer, what was your key for turning around the season, like Coach said, to come from 0-2 and now to put together such a great season?
Just a group of guys we're playing with. They're willing to fight. We put in the work of this offseason, and now it showed on the field. We're able to come back from behind.
Hey, that's awesome, you guys. I can tell you from up in the stands, it was exciting football you guys were playing. You treated us to some excitement all season, and congratulations to you. And you guys got a future ahead of you. We're looking forward to seeing that. Congrats. I'm Michael David with Eye on Sun Valley Sports, keeping my eye on Wood River Valley Sports for you.
The mountain biking in Sun Valley is some of the best and most scenic in the country. Bald Mountain offers 3,100 vertical feet of everything from challenging uphill climbs to machine-built berms and features for the intermediate to advanced rider, all accessible via our summer lift and gondola service. For a milder, family-friendly experience, head to the White Clouds trails across from the Sun Valley Village, winding up and around the White Clouds Golf Course. Beginners will also feel comfortable on the paved Wood River Trail, a 30-plus mile multi-use path that connects the communities of Ketchum, Haley, and Sun Valley. Those in search of adventure can also explore the 400-mile network of single-track trails throughout the Wood River Valley, with some of the best views that our area has to offer. Be sure to stop by Pete Lane's Outdoor Adventure Center before you trek.
Welcome to Pure Body Bliss, your home in Haley for extraordinary movement training. Pilates, yoga, and fusion classes, as well as incredible massage. We specialize in private and semi-private sessions, dynamic group classes, and exceptional massage techniques to both realign and relax. At Pure Body Bliss, we have something for everyone, including restorative yoga, core-focused Pilates, and our studio-exclusive high-intensity burn classes, just to name a few. All taught by patient and highly educated professionals with thousands of hours of teaching experience. Have fun, work hard, sweat, then relax, restore, and rejuvenate, all in one beautiful setting. Solidify your resolutions with our complete unlimited membership. At Pure Body Bliss, we love your body.
Davis Embroidery, screen printing, and promotional products keeps your logo fresh and your message strong. As the Wood River Valley's one-stop shop for brand support, Davis Embroidery will help you make a lasting impression on your business and your customers. Add your logo to employee uniforms, polos, caps, jackets, t-shirts, water bottles, tote bags, or pens. Davis Embroidery will help you find the right product that fits your company's image and budget. Getting your logo viewed by customers, impressions matter and create top-of-mind recognition. With excellent customer service and quality brands, partnering with Davis Embroidery screen printing and promotional products is a winning marketing strategy. Visit our Ketchum showroom Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or online at davisembroidery.com.
Hi, I'm Karen Bosick with Ion Sun Valley. I'm here with my new best friend, and we're both here at the Swiftsure Ranch south of Bellevue on a beautiful fall evening, and we've come together to celebrate all things pumpkin, pumpkin carving, haunted barn. It's all a fundraiser for Swiftsure Ranch, which provides free equine therapy to both adults and children.
So good evening, my name is Paul Bennett and I'm the new Executive Director of Swiftsure Ranch. My wife and I arrived here from Colonial Williamsburg a little over a month ago. We're close to 6 weeks now, I think. So as you can tell from my accent, I'm not exactly a native. I arrived from the northeast of England, namely County Durham, in the smallest part of England, in the north. And we've been here now in the United States for just short of 10 years. My last position was with Colonial Williamsburg, where I was the Director of Coaching Livestock, where we served 600,000 guests and had 150 heritage animals. What the programme does, the programme is a magnificent hidden gem here in Sun Valley. We have 87 candidates every week come and use the facility, and we make some incredible moments and memories for people in their lives, and that is a huge opportunity to be part of that and involved in what this place does and stands for. Oh Lord, equine therapy encompasses all kinds of things, so it's everything from riding a horse, handling a horse, grooming a horse, working with a horse on the ground, using a horse to solve emotional problems, you know, and helping people think outside of the box how their problems affect their lives and how it affects their interaction. The horse is a wonderful mirror of that interaction. We see everybody from children as young as 4 to folks as old as 87, and everybody in between, young, old, teenage, veteran, you name it. We serve everybody in the community, as demonstrated by our partnerships with various other people like Idaho School for the Deaf and Blind, Camp Rainbow Gold, Higher Ground, and the Senior Connection.
Hi, my name is Molly Boomer. I'm Director of Operations at Swiftsure Ranch, and today we're celebrating our pumpkins and a haunted barn. We're not going to let a little bit of snow spoil the fun. We have 300 pumpkins here tonight, collectively carved by the community, both our Wood River High School students as well as the community school. Put all their artistic expressions to work and have created these lovely jack-o'-lanterns which line the trail. And then we have children out here carving pumpkins as we speak, so they'll add to that collection. And if you just follow the trail, it leads to our haunted barn. It was an area of the barn that we haven't used in a few years, so it's already a little haunted. Had some cobwebs in there, and we had a local family, the Cookston family, who have had an absolute blast and spent days making it extra spooky with spider webs and animatronic ghosts and scary things. Not too scary, but just a little scary for some good Halloween fun.
My name is Cynthia Murphy, and I'm a recent arrival to the Wood River Valley. My husband and I moved from Charleston, South Carolina at the end of June. Perfect time. And we moved because we've been vacationing here for almost 25 years, spending longer and longer periods of time until we finally decided to make it full-time. I'm a retired pediatrician. My husband's a retired anesthesiologist, and we are at the River Sage Stables. where we take lessons and ride and sort cows and lots of fun things. And then also, horse related, we volunteer here at Swiftsure and absolutely love it. We love working with the people and the horses, the people who work here, the people who come here, especially for me, the kids, is really remarkable. And even though I've only been doing this for a year, I have seen some of the kids over and over again, and I can just see their growth, their confidence, their ability to work with the horses and to work with other people. Some of these kids didn't even talk before they started coming here, and now they are, you know, using more and more words. And so I think we help out in a tremendous way in their lives.
I hope you had as much fun as we did. I'm Cayon with Ion Sun Valley. Thanks for joining us here at Swiftsure Ranch. Until next time, I'm keeping my eye on Sun Valley for you.
Gabriel is my son, and he has lymphedema in both of his legs. Gabriel couldn't ski because his feet are so swollen that he couldn't fit into the boots, and Higher Ground got him into skis and got him skiing on the mountain and stuff.
I have no vision in my left eye and very little in my right, so he came to Higher Ground because of that. I ski and I love it.
Better food, better price, better service. Atkinson's Market, supporting local farmers since 1956.
Hi, I'm Gary, manager of the Attic Thrift Store in Haley, and today I'm not here to sell you anything or tell you about any great deals at the Attic. We all know the Attic always has great deals. That goes without saying. Instead, the Attic and its staff would like to give a sincere thank you to all its loyal customers and generous donors who help to make a huge impact in our community. How? For those who don't know, the Attic Thrift Store is a nonprofit that exists to help support the advocates whose mission is to teach people of all ages to build and maintain healthy relationships through education, shelter, and support services. With your help, we are making a difference in ending domestic violence and sexual assault. Every day, lives are changed at The Advocates. Please visit our website at www.theadvocatesorg.org. So from all of us, thank you for shopping and donating to The Attic. You're truly...
As a family, we've been with Harrison over 20 years. Nathan has been, his phone line is always open to me, and that's been huge. It's a real personal relationship. I pick up the phone and call him, and he's always there, ready to answer my questions. He's really quick with getting back to me when I've got my back turned and I'm focused on the business and the people and the aspects of the business. It's nice for me to offload this responsibility, which is a big one, to make sure that all my bases are covered. I need to know that if something happens, that we're going to be covered. And with Harrison Insurance, I'm confident that they've got my back and that they've set me up for success.
Harrison Insurance, for all of your insurance needs.
Hi, I'm Lori McNee with Ion Sun Valley, and this is Art Beat.
And this evening I am sitting here with the author of The Feather Thief, and this is Kirk Wallace Johnson, and the book is about beauty, obsession, and the natural history heist of the century. So that's a mouthful, and quite a telltale thing to say. So I read the book and enjoyed it so much, and it was such a interesting book that took so many curves and twists and turns. How can you tell us in a nutshell what this fascinating story is about?
I mean, astonishingly, this is a story about a young American flute player who broke into the British Museum of Natural History to steal $1 million worth of dead birds that he plucked and sold to this cultish community of Victorian salmon fly tyers who are obsessed with rare feathers. Also that he could buy a golden flute. And the book covers a 5-year investigation where I went all over the world trying to solve the crime of what happened to the stolen birds.
And that is just amazing. And then you discovered this story while you were fishing in New Mexico. And you heard this story and then it just captivated you. How did you go on a quest to learn more to where you almost became obsessed about this story like he was obsessed about feathers?
Yeah, there's no almost about it. I was completely full-blown obsessed. I heard this story while I was waist high in the Red River in northern New Mexico. It was so bizarre as to be captivating. I didn't know anything about this subculture. I didn't know that there were feathers that were worth so much. And I had never written a book before. I just thought that there was something kind of strangely captivating about the story. And so I just started cold calling some of the names that I could find. I started entering these online forums and getting access to private Facebook groups and kind of unwittingly building a trail of evidence, all in search of these missing birds.
And so these are rare feathers is what motivated him to steal these, obviously. And then he was planning to sell them on, it's not even the black market though, is it really?
No, I mean, he sold a lot of these on eBay and through his own private website. But it's a strange thing. For people who know fly fishing and use trout flies, these are just ordinary looking things. But what he was selling these for was this community of men who only want to use these exotic species of birds to tie these 150-year-old recipes, they're called.
Right.
And so these guys are so obsessed with it that they will pay a small fortune to get it. And so Edwin, being one of these fly tyers, when he knew that if he could just steal them from the museum, that he would have a captive marketplace. And I mean, as soon as he pulled it off, he had people flying from all over the world to buy from him.
And how much are they paying for these feathers and for the flies themselves? They sell the flies as well, I imagine.
Some of the species of birds are $10,000 for one bird. I mean, he stole about $1 million worth of rare birds, but most of them, you know, these are not functional flies. They're not, I mean, some of these flies require $2,000 worth of rare feathers, and these guys that spend that money are not going to cast them into the water. There's not a huge marketplace on selling those completed salmon flies. They tend to, it's a kind of it's an obsession with being able to say that you've tied every fly in this particular book, and they keep them in their own.
How do they afford that hobby?
I mean, a lot of them are fairly well-off men. It's almost entirely men that do this, and they, you know, I've been to these fly tying conventions where, you know, they're dropping thousands and thousands of dollars on a bird skin that they've been coveting for a long time, and you know, some of these guys have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars over decades.
That's just incredible.
Yeah.
And these birds were originally collected back in the 1800s by Alfred Russel Wallace,
exactly.
Correct? And the naturalist and contemporary, a little bit younger than Darwin.
That's right.
And so these, and what I found was really interesting about this story, which I didn't know, because what's the purpose of these birds? You know, I always feel bad that they collected this many birds in the first place. But the fact that they do have value, could you explain why they are valuable to the science world.
Sure. No, it's a great question, and it's impossible to not be troubled by that.
Yes.
I mean, the British Museum has 750,000 bird skins, and these are birds that were gathered over hundreds of years.
Right.
Their guts have been removed, but they've been preserved for research. We understand evolution through natural selection by studying this collection. We know that conclusively now that mercury levels are rising in the ocean because we're able to compare the mercury concentrations in a bird from 1820 to the same species of bird gathered from the same island in 1850 and 1900.
That's amazing.
These are the deep archives of the Earth's history, and they hold answers to questions that scientists haven't even thought of yet.
Right.
And so we don't even know what answers they might yield in the coming decades or centuries, which is why it's so important that they're preserved.
And because of that heist, much of that data will be lost forever.
That's right.
Which is such a crime. And he got away with this, really. So, and that maddened you, didn't it? Quite a bit.
It did. It's a very, without giving away the book, people have to read the book to see how he got away with it.
I hope I didn't give it away.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't at all. But,
okay, sorry.
but no, I have a tendency. I get so excited about the story.
Yes.
I have a tendency. My publisher
It's
always
worth the
yells
read.
at me to like I
Okay.
give away everything. But no, he never spent a night behind bars. He was given a small fine and basically sent on his way. And but in the courtroom, the museum described this as a catastrophic theft from humanity. And so when I discovered the story and realized that no one was even looking for the missing birds, I felt that there was a wrong here that maybe I could try to right, even if I could find some of the birds and get them returned to the museum. Maybe that would be some small way of bringing justice about.
And you did help with that, I'm sure. So
yeah.
Be sure and pick up your copy of The Feather Thief by Kirk Wallace Johnson. And thank you so much for joining me on Artbeat, where I'm keeping my eye on Sun Valley for you.
Sterling Urgent Care is now open at 507 South Main Street in Haley. Sterling Urgent Care is helping create a better healthcare experience. All patients are welcome. They accept most major insurances, including Medicare and Medicaid. They also accept self-pay patients and offer a membership program to help you take control of your healthcare costs. Sterling Urgent Care invites you to visit them at their beautiful new facility in Haley. Or learn more at sterlingurgentcare.com. Healthcare created with you in mind.
With over 17,782 total yards of scenic golf, we have a little something for every type of golfer. Our signature 18 holes at the Trail Creek Championship course include an 18-hole putting course, driving range, and a luxurious clubhouse with wraparound deck and full-service restaurant. Across the road tower the 9 holes of the White Clouds, an alpine link-style course with 360-degree views of the entire Wood River Valley. A few miles away, you'll find another 18 holes of undulating greens at the Elkhorn Golf Course, complete with its own clubhouse and driving range.
La Cabanita Mex, dubbed by the locals as authentic, tasty Mexican food and drinks with a festive atmosphere. And a pretty darn good sports bar too. Big screens all over. La Cabanita prides itself on their Authentica Cocina Mexicana. Good food, very fast service, and delicious house recipes with those special Mexican spices. La Cabanita Mex, serving lunches, dinners, catering, company parties, and takeout. Ketchum and Bellevue. La Cabanita.
Are you like me and can't stand paying your insurance bill? Just when you pay all your bills for the month, then along comes that dreaded insurance bill, putting the hurt on your checking account. Hello, I'm Mark Balkos, president of Wood River Insurance. That's why Wood River Insurance is an independent insurance agency. This means we have a multiple of insurance companies we offer to our clients. This allows us to hold the insurance companies accountable for coverage, service, and most important of all, pricing. When I started in this business 33 years ago, I only represented one company to my customers. And after a while, I felt as though my hands were tied when trying to be as competitive as I could. As an independent insurance agency, we represent you to the insurance company, not the insurance company to you. This allows Wood River Insurance to be as competitive as possible. So call us today at 208-788-1100 and let Wood River Insurance represent you.
Hi, I'm Karen Bosick with Iron Sun Valley. Not too far from Bald Mountain at Sun Valley Resort is a barley farm that has been providing barley for America's premium beers for decades. One of the daughters of that family, Brett Stevenson, has taken it one step further. Brett grew up riding the bus to school, round trip, 3 hours a day. And on those trips, she learned to fall in love with the land as she watched sandhill crane in the pastures and all. Now she's growing organic wheat on that very pasture land she once passed through. And she's taken it one step further. She's built a mill providing really good flour. Let's talk to Brett.
I'm Brett Stevenson, and this is Hillside Grain Flour Mill, and we're at Hillside Ranch, or at least part of the ranch. My parents moved here in the early 70s, and they've been farming here since then, primarily barley for the brewing industry, and then in recent years we started growing wheat in anticipation of a flour mill. Yeah, so I grew up here, and it means a lot to me to be able to basically build upon what my dad has created. He's done a really good job, I think, of learning different farming techniques and trying to change with the times and incorporate more and more conservation practices. So it's neat for us to now be able to grow our products and process them locally and be able to eat them. We've never been able to do that, ironically enough. Growing barley for the brewing industry, it always is shipped off and turned into beer. And so it's really actually remarkably unusual and gratifying for us to be able to grow our grain, process it, and eat it here, which is really fun. Yeah, well, just growing up down here, it's hard not to fall in love with this area. I think it really is a part of who me and my brother are and became as adults. It had, I think, a big influence on both of us. It's a hard place to leave. I think our parents thought when we were young that we would move on and move elsewhere and get some other job, and they could never really quite get rid of us. We just kept coming back. So one motivating factor was to build on top of what my dad had already created, and the other was realizing that we're growing some great grain in this part of Idaho, and a lot of it is sort of lost, for lack of a better term, into the food system, and I wanted to be able to produce, process some grain locally. So we looked into malting for a while and hit some roadblocks in malting. Then we started looking into milling and thought there was a great opportunity for fresh flour, not just in this region, but in the country, frankly, because there's, I think, a real shortage of fresh flour. Most of our flour in the country is heavily processed and sifted, and so it's taking the germ and the brand off of the flour, which makes it more white and gives it better longevity. And in doing so, you miss out on the flavor and the nutrition. And so we're pretty excited to be able to process our grain here and retain a lot of nutritional value and a lot of flavor in a product. So when we embarked on this adventure, I contacted a guy, a mill designer in Denmark, and he helped design and source all of the equipment from Europe. That was pretty interesting because we couldn't find most of this equipment in the US because it's really a mid-scale food production, which is largely absent in the US. The millstones, you can't find anything like that in the US. So he sourced almost everything in Europe. We had it shipped over, and it arrived not by design, but in November and December in a couple snowstorms, and the building wasn't complete at that point. So we were unloading equipment and assembling equipment when we had a foundation and a little bit of a structure, but no roof or walls. And so it was snowing on us, and we're trying to assemble flour silos and snowstorms and stuff. So it was a pretty memorable winter, but we got all the equipment put together and installed, and the building built around it, and have been slowly kind of working out the kinks since then. So we're growing a hard red wheat and also a soft white wheat. One has high protein, that's really good for bread flour, also pasta, tortillas, and then the soft white has a low protein, so it's better for cookies and things like that. You know, I was at the California Wheat Commission recently, and they kind of laughed and said, all-purpose is really no-purpose flour. It's sort of the generic, it kind of does everything, but it doesn't do anything well. And I thought that was really interesting. So what we're trying to do is have more specific flours that will produce better products. And what we're specializing in is called high extraction flour. It's more of a European type of flour. Again, in the US, we have pretty much white flour, and then we have whole wheat flour. There's this whole gradient in between that's high extraction. So basically you have your wheat kernel and you're extracting certain amounts off of that wheat kernel, and we try to keep quite a bit of bran and germ on there for the flavor and the nutritional value. And then with our process, we're able to create a flour still that's light and lofty and performs more like a white wheat, but it tastes more like and has nutritional value more like a whole wheat.
We need to take a break. We'll be back in 1 minute.
No matter your taste or personal style, the shopping in Sun Valley has what you need for a day in the mountains or elegant night on the town. From bike sales, rentals, repair, outdoor accessories, and souvenirs to high-end, on-trend fashion and sportwear, including a hip, modern women's boutique, there is something for everyone in the Sun Valley Village. Don't forget about the kids, as stepping foot in the toy store is a dream come true for the little ones. The Sun Valley Village shopping options blend a touch of European style with Main Street USA hospitality, all in a charming mountain town setting.
Better food, better price, better service. Atkinson's Market, supporting local farmers since 1956.
I moved out to Idaho 4 years ago, so I met a lot of people and I really, really like it here. In New York, I was always sort of introverted. When I came out here, that no longer was me. I became extroverted because the people here are so friendly and warm. You know, if you don't have something like that that brings you into other people's lives, it takes a long time to get to know people.
Hi, I'm Anita Northwood. I live here in the Sun Valley area, and I have been inspired to create Silver Creek Assisted Living for your family. I'm inspired by my family, and we hope you will all come and take a tour of this place and understand that this is the place where your loved one should be. This is what brings us all joy and what we're the best at. Your family is our family, so come join us. Silver Creek Living is a wonderful place. It's not just about compassionate senior care. It is the best place for you to bring your loved one. We provide a beautiful environment where your family is our family. We have great food, fun activities, lots of entertainment. You can socialize with their peers, bring your family, and yet feel that you're in a beautiful, safe environment, while you can still have fun while knowing that you're well taken care of with the best of care. This could be the next best chapter in your family member's life.
Welcome back. Let's rejoin Brett Stevenson as she shares some more about her exciting adventure with wheat.
So we grow our wheat just on the other side of the mill. That's it's a 3/4 pivot of soft white wheat. It's certified organic. And then on the other side of the road is where the hard red comes from. And then we store the majority of it in this grain bin, and it goes into the system. And on the far side of the building is the cleaning side of the building. where the grain gets sorted, clean, chaff comes off, weed seed, anything else, dust. There's a big air system that pulls off the dust, and then it goes into silos. From those silos, when we're ready to temper it, it goes over into a tempering silo where we add a little bit of water to get the moisture content to where we want it. Hard red or bread flour, we usually target around 15%. When we hit that percent, usually within 12 hours or so, it goes to the roller mill for the first break. And then it does this, we'll see inside, it does this really fun sort of bobbing back and forth between the roller mill and the sifters, because there's 2 breaks on the roller mill, and it does this back and forth. And then the bottom of the sifters, it sorts out between a coarse grind, which goes down to the stone mill. What's already made into flour from the first break goes into the flour silos, because you don't want to mill flour twice. And then the bran goes back to the second break on the roller mill. And throughout this whole system, the jet filter on the outside there is controlling all the dust. So the system is completely enclosed. It's a dust-tight system. It's all pneumatically fed and augers. And then at the bottom of the system is sort of our showpiece. That's the stone mill that was custom and handmade in Holland by a miller. And he made it with really, really hard stones, so it's well suited for our climate and our hard grain here. They're about 5 feet across, and they're 1.5 tons each. And I don't think there are any stones like this in the country, so it's pretty exciting to have them here. And then from there, there are flour silos, and from the flour silos, it's fed into a bagger, and we'll see the bagger on the inside. Right now, it's in the bulk bins at Atkinson's in Bellevue, and I'm going to work with Sherry Cray to get it at Cray's Market, because right now we only have the 25-pound bags, which is usually more than a home baker wants, but you can get it at the bulk bins in Atkinson's, and hopefully someday soon we'll have little 4-pound bags too to do at the regular markets, but in the meantime, yeah, it's in the bulk bin.
I can't wait till Brett Stevenson starts packaging her Hillside grain in smaller packages. In the meantime, buy a big sack, have a flower party. Thanks for joining us. I'm Karen Bosick with Eye on Sun Valley. Until next time, I'm keeping my eye on Sun Valley for you.
Eye on Sun Valley, daily local news from beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho.